I'd see him from the corner of my eye. He would just be leaning against the wall, almost out of sight, just smiling at me with those wild, deep green eyes. That is my first memory of him, just standing there, smiling. And a second later, he was gone. It was ages before I saw him again, but I felt him all the time. One night, I awoke to a gentle, sensual caress of his hand on my cheek. His brilliant green eyes only inches from my face. I felt a cold breeze blow softly across my naked back. I shivered and closed my eyes against the chill. When I opened them again, he had gone without a trace. The next time he came was a horrible night. It was a night when my then boyfriend had decided, in a drunken rage, that I was cheating on him, and had proceeded to do his best to kill me. Somehow I had gotten away and managed to make it back home, broken, bloody, and scared. I locked every door and curled up in bed, covers wrapped around me so tightly that I could barely move. Suddenly, I felt an intense wave of calm wash over me. I opened my eyes, and there he was, leaning on my closet door. That same bright smile playing on his lips. His handsome face strained with worry. Without a word, he lays down next to me and wraps himself around me protectively. I felt safe, but the coolness of his touch made me shiver. I woke the next morning and was amazed that I felt no effect from the nightmarish beating I had taken the night before. Later that day, my phone started blowing up with text messages telling me that my then boyfriend had been found dead in his apartment after not showing up for work that day. Suspected overdose. The crazy thing about it is he drank, but he never did any kind of drugs. That night, I felt so conflicted. Happy to be safe, but I had truly loved him most of my adult life. I was completely heartbroken. My tears refused to stop coming. I cried myself to sleep. A now familiar chill came over my body. He's here, my mind whispered with excitement. I heard his deep, soft voice breathing in my ear, telling me that no one would ever hurt me again. His hands explored my body. His touch was so cold, like he had just walked in from a snowstorm, even though it was the dead of summer. His touch made me tingle all over, like no man's touch had ever done before. The next morning, I woke to him gone again. I was sad. Why did he not stay with me and let me wake to that amazing smile? Things went on like this for a while. One night, he turned my face to his and kissed me deeply, biting my lip. His hand ventured from my face to my breast, and my breath caught on my chest. It was then that I realized I was cold, not from the outside, but from the inside. I pulled away, and as my breath finally escaped my lips, it came out in a vaporous cloud, like the first breath in a frigid winter morning. He put a finger against my lips, exploring and tantalizing my senses. My body tingled from the chill of his touch. I could not stop. I wanted this so badly. More of his touch, more of him. But he stopped and wrapped my blanket tightly around me and held it in place as he lay atop it. For 2 or 3 weeks, I would only see him at a distance, and when I rushed to where he had been, he would be gone. I was so sad, feeling I had lost him. I cried and begged to whatever higher power there was to bring him back to me. The next week, when I had given up on ever seeing him again, there he was, my body tense with anticipation. He lay on the bed behind me, in the spoon position, and softly spoke in my ear. I have to go, my darling. This will be our last night together, but believe me when I tell you, I will always be here. He says this as he places his hand over my heart. I felt the sting of his touch on my chest. He rolls me over and kisses my neck. My body begs for more. Our bodies intertwined. I knew in my soul that this was it, the end of us, but somehow I was only thankful for the experience. The night would last a lifetime. I fell asleep shivering in his arms. The combination of exhaustion and his frigid touch. A month later, I received an email from an unknown address and opened it to a death notice dated 12/15 2004. About a young man who had lost his life in a tragic accident after he had witnessed his classmate murdered by her boyfriend in a fit of jealousy. I scrolled to the bottom of the article with tears in my eyes for the precious young soul lost in such a tragic way. At the bottom of the page was a photo of a handsome young man with dark hair and the most piercing green eyes. My breath caught. It was him. But this was almost 12 years ago. 12 years ago, the first time I saw him. I also got some news today, and by some miracle, I am pregnant. My late boyfriend's parents are thrilled that there will be a piece of their son left in this world. I just don't have the heart to tell them that even now I can feel the icy cold growing inside of me every day.